Check this out on your fast track to 7. The world's largest volcano appears ready to blow. You see it there, Hawaii's Mauna Loa erupting after nearly 40 years. State emergency officials say there's no threat to communities living downhill, but shelters are open for residents who have decided to evacuate on their own.
While lava is not posing an immediate threat this morning, falling ash could affect people that have breathing problems. It's already caused flight disruptions in that area as well. Also on your fast track this morning, it was the largest ever ice rescue in Beltrami County, Minnesota. Dozens of people are safe after being rescued from an ice flow in the northern part of the state. 200 people were stuck on Upper Red Lake for hours yesterday.
The sheriff's office got a call from someone who was fishing just before noon and said a large chunk of ice broke free from the main shoreline.
Upon getting there, we had about a 60-foot, so 60, crack open up. We ended up having to get a airboat so that way we could have some responders go out there and help bring people in.
Well, thank goodness everyone made it back safely. A temporary bridge was set up, allowing the stranded anglers to walk back to shore. The Beltrami County Sheriff is asking resorts to wait until ice is thicker before allowing people to really venture out.
And we're going to have some ice-making weather here the next couple of days, but also some nasty weather on the horizon. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yeah, winter is back, and we are looking at some conditions that are going to be a little tough here into the end of the week. I'm looking ahead to Friday. I've raised a first alert weather day for Friday because we're looking at not just falling snow, but wind. So a blowing snow problem here coming up toward the end of the week. I know it's a big travel day, so I want to give you that first alert to what might be coming your way. And today, travel won't be perfect either. Here's a look outside in Fargo. We are quiet. We're dry right now. We're seeing temperatures much lower than yesterday. Yesterday, we were in the low 30s, now at 17 degrees right now. Wind out of the southwest. Still, that's pretty light for Fargo right now at 9 miles per hour. Starting to see it pick up a little farther west, and it feels more like we're in the single digits above and below zero around the valley right now. It's 6, your wind chill in Fargo. So bottom line is you'll want to bundle up. If you're heading southeast down along I-94, you will run into that storm system that is just missing us over by Minneapolis, St. Paul, Sioux Falls, getting hit by some heavier snow in that area. And it may just affect some of our communities in the southeast here today. But our main issue will be wind and cold. Our wait out at the bus stop this morning, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy, depending on how close you are to that winter storm. And then this afternoon, very little warming, only into the 20s out at the bus stop. And we'll have that wind chill factor with that wind increasing here. There may be a few snow showers that develop with that colder air pushing in today and that wind increasing. So we'll have to watch out for that tonight. So again, not perfect out there today. And then just cold and windy Wednesday and into Thursday. And our first alert weather day on Friday, featuring that wind and snow threat coming up for us on Friday. Weekend looks drier, just a little cold, especially on Saturday for the Holiday Lights Parade in Fargo.
All right, bracing ourselves for a busy week.
That nice little mild break done for, it seems.
Yeah, we're done for now.
Okay, Lisa, thank you. 6:54 right now. Details are emerging about a Fargo South High School teacher accused of having sexual relations with a student. 43-year-old Sebastian Tackling was arraigned in Cass County Court yesterday on charges of corruption of a minor and possession of prohibited materials. The school has placed him on administrative leave.
Police say Tackling was first on their radar after an incident in June where an officer found him and a 17-year-old student laying on an air mattress in the back of a vehicle in a park. Police say there was no evidence of a crime at that time. Someone then called police last Saturday on behalf of the student, who's now 18. The girl told police she and Tackling's relationship started a year ago and included having sex at his home and at the basketball court near Lewis and Clark Elementary. Police say Tackling admitted to having an inappropriate relationship, but denies the sexual relations until the student had turned 18. A Concordia college student now in jail accused of raping a woman in a campus dorm. Police say 20-year-old Sean Anton was home in Ramsey County at the time of the arrest over the weekend.
The incident is alleged to have happened last Tuesday morning. Court documents say that key logs show Anton went to the victim's dorm hall around 3:30 that morning and then returned to his dorm 2 hours later. The victim was intoxicated and says she remembers being held down and sexually assaulted. Her medical exam also noted swelling and bruising. Detectives say that Anton admitted to sexual contact, but he says it was consensual. The Minnesota Court of Appeals is ordering a state education board to reconsider its rejection of a substitute teaching license for the former police officer who shot and killed Philando Castile in 2016. Geronimo Yanez applied to be a substitute teacher, but his application was denied based on what the Professional Educator Licensing and Standards Board says is immoral character or conduct.
Now, the appeals court says that reason is unconstitutionally vague, and the board must identify factors it's using to determine whether Yanez's conduct violated moral standards for the teaching profession. Yanez is a former St. Anthony, Minnesota police officer who shot Castile during a 2016 traffic stop after Castile disclosed that he had a gun in the vehicle. Yanez was charged with manslaughter but was acquitted by a jury. Well, what started as a fun time for parade goers in Bemidji turned into a scary situation.
A 26-year-old Fisher Jambor was arrested for a DWI after police say he tried to drive around barricades set up for the parade. Officials say he nearly hit people before then hitting two parked cars.
North Dakota Supreme Court is set to hear arguments this morning on the state's abortion trigger ban.
The Center for Reproductive Rights, which is representing the Red River Women's Clinic, is arguing that the ban violates the state's constitution, and they want the court to keep the law blocked while lawsuits are now being heard. Red River Women's Clinic, which was North Dakota's only abortion provider, has since moved over to Moorhead. Today is the 10th year of Giving Tuesday. It's a global movement that has inspired millions of people to donate to charities and celebrate generosity. Last year, a record $2.7 billion was donated in the U.S. alone.
Now, creators of the movement insist it's not just about the money, but also taking those small actions to brighten someone else's day. And here's one way you can help out. The Emergency Food Pantry in Fargo is in desperate need of your help this holiday season.
They say 20% of people who are asking for a food basket have never gotten one before. Now, along with food, the Emergency Food Pantry says it's also looking to help people with basic hygiene problems. The White House is now all decked out for the holidays. This year's theme, We the People. Sounds familiar. It was chosen by First Lady Jill Biden to remind the nation that we are stronger when we come together as a community than we are apart.
The holiday decor includes 77 Christmas trees, a gingerbread White House, and more than 83,000 glittering holiday lights. Beautiful. We'll put this on your winter radar as well. A massive ice maze previously on exhibit in Stillwater is now being moved closer to the Twin Cities. This year, the maze will move to Vikings Lakes, which is the campus that headquarters the Minnesota Vikings in Eagan. Now,
the maze will be a part of the winter solstice. That's a celebration starting January 6th and running through February 19th. Of course, solstice. A nice little play on Vikings there. Anyway, it will be made of 1 million pounds of ice, and if you get through it without having to turn around too much, they say it has half a mile of passages, but I have a feeling if we went on that, we would make it about 2 miles of passages by the time we had to turn around. Anyway, well, do you believe in better late than never? This story might kind of make you think about that. Librarians in Lake Elmo, Minnesota are very happy about the return of a book 47 years after it was borrowed. Now, they got a package holding the Chilton Foreign Car Repair Manual from the 1970s and a note that said a man borrowed the book while working on an old car.
Well, that makes sense. The book got packed into a box when he moved a few months later and just found it in his trunk. He said he probably can't afford the overdue charge, but did send $200 for another book. What a nice guy. The head librarian says she values the story behind the book's journey more than the cash inside, but says they could always use donations.
Although I have a feeling the book is maybe a little outdated now in maintaining foreign cars from the 1970s.
I was going to say, unless you've got a 1970s car,
the
you don't know.
Volkswagen sitting around.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, well, thank you for joining us this morning.
Happy Giving Tuesday.